This podcast is hardly focused.
Ah, the French.
Okay, the story. This is coming from Consequence. Tool played in Punta Cana over this past weekend. A festival they call Tool in the Sand.
Punta Cana. Love the anglicized version of that one.
Punta Cana. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me put the pinky out. Punta Cana. It was this past weekend, March 7th through the 9th, on the bill alongside Tool. Primus, who suck, by the way.
Oh, my God.
Primus, I use Winamp for our soundboard, and I believe it was Winamp that made it famous that there was no genre applicable to Primus. So when you go through Winamp's genres, Primus comes up as its own genre. Also on the bill, Mastodon, Coheed and Cambria, and Eagles of Death Metal. Tool previously announced that they would headline their own festival, although it would be really funny if they didn't. They'd play over 2 nights. They'd play 2 unique sets.
Well, I mean, that's a requirement right there. If you're going to host, headline both nights, you can't just be like, all right, guys, we're the same set. No. There's people buying tickets for both shows. They want to see 2 unique shows.
Is there any song in Tool's discography that's less than 5 minutes long?
I feel like there is.
The one on the radio.
That's got to be a radio.
The radio songs are like 4. Yeah, I'd say like 4 minutes. I don't think anything less than 4.
Okay. I know Fear Inoculum had some bonkers long tracks. Like it's only got like 7, or there are not many songs on Fear Inoculum, but they're almost all of them are very long too. So Tool advertises for Tool in the Sand 2 nights, 2 unique sets. So during the first night, everything goes off without a hitch. The second night, they play 4 songs that they played the previous night. Those 4 songs being the title track from Fear Inoculum. They played Jambi, Numa, and Rosetta Stone. And then the rest of the set, all songs you didn't hear the night before. So, like a set and a half. Not 2 unique sets. A unique set followed by half of a unique set. No explanation as to why they put in 4 songs.
Maynard doesn't give explanations. Ugh.
Maybe he just forgot.
Maybe he just really likes those songs. Like, I want to play this one again.
Someone just put the wrong set list out.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
We taped over the set list from the first night, but it wasn't taped properly. So like the first 4 songs were showing on top. Yeah, we didn't fold it right.
We put the wrong CD in.
Girl, you know it. Girl, you know it. Girl, you know it.
They had to fake it the entire time till someone swapped the CD.
Yeah, Danny Carey can't actually play drums. he's like Animal. He's just waving his arms around.
Dosey doing off the stage like Ashley Simpson.
Hoedown.
He faked it better than she did.
Oh, yeah. So Tool, the second night, they don't play a fully unique set. Half the set is what they played the night before, and people not happy about it. Oh, Tool fans, we're talking about how to be a Tool fan, it must be a prerequisite that you're just angry.
How much for tickets?
People were saying they spent upwards of $3,000.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Well, 2 nights.
That might be more of the issue then.
Well, now I'm going to guess an all-inclusive price, not just for 2 or 3 nights of the festival, but then the fact you have to go to Mexico, the lodging, the travel, it's not going to be cheap to get there. I am so fortunate that we have live music that I will take whatever. Like if you say like, hey, we're going to do 2 unique sets and I get half of a unique set that second night, bro, I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy I got to see this band play. I'm happy I got to see these songs.
I'm just happy to be nominated.
I'm happy that I got to travel to, let's say, an exotic location one of those places where they tell you do not venture outside of this perimeter, else you will die. I would just be happy with what I got, but that's why I am laughing, and this is why I got in trouble on Threads, because people didn't like the fact that I was just openly laughing at these angry Tool fans for being so upset over getting half a repeat set from the previous night. Someone on Facebook saying, quote, the band Tool, quit 30 minutes early tonight. If you hated Tool fans, this is what you would do. It's perplexing that they are this disconnected from reality. I think it's more than fucked up. I think it's a breach of contract and they owe us a refund for tonight. Unacceptable.
I don't know about a refund.
It is a little bit extreme. That's when I started laughing. When that came out.
Did more happen than just them repeating the songs? I mean, I'm taking them at their word. They ended early as well, but
the complaint was that the second night the set length was shorter. And
how much shorter?
So, all right, let's look at. I have both.
Like, are we talking
lists.
like the first set was like 2.5 hours, 3 hours? Like, how much shorter was the second set from the first? You did a half an hour, and it's an hour-long set the first night. You know, like, okay, well, half-hour set the second night sucks. But if like it's a 2.5 hour set the first night, 2 hour set the second night, I can't be too mad at a 2 hour set.
This is where my lack of knowledge, intricate knowledge with Tool really comes out, because night one, it looks like they played 10 songs, and night two, they played 9 songs. So like we're out of the four.
Sped them up.
Yeah. So like
it was on 2 times.
It's like a thrash version.
Who are you to be a finger other than
That is one of his songs where he just yells a lot of words really fast anyways.
Sure. I don't think Danny Carey is capable of playing that fast. Or
Their track sped up their CD.
You set it to 45 and it should have been on 33.
So yeah, 9 songs on night 2. I don't know if like any of these are like.
Can you check setlist.com? Doesn't it usually? Yeah,
that's
say when they go on and off.
So start time 9:05 for night 2, 9:15 for night 1.
Okay, so it felt earlier anyway, so it had 10-minute difference right there.
Mm-hmm. There were supposed to be 12 songs night 1, and they did not play them, so they carried them over into night 2. And one of them
were supposed to play 7 songs night 2.
Something's off with this.
And one of those songs, it was a Chocolate Chip Trip from Fear Inoculum. I think that's from Fear Inoculum. It says extended version.
Oop.
So, which means that song was even longer than it typically is. So I don't know if they
that could be good or bad. If they're just dragging on
Was this like a
song and
version
not
of
playing
Fish?
others, that would
40-minute riff?
Okay, so I'm looking at the track list for Fear Inoculum. The title track and Pneuma, both songs exceed 10 minutes in length, okay?
Okay.
Chocolate Chip Trip is 4 minutes and 47 seconds long, so they played a quote-unquote extended version of it, so that therefore makes it longer.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm just going to pull up, do you know, Mike, off the top of your head, is Anima a quick song or not?
No, that's at least that's a 4.5-minute song at least.
Okay, 6 minutes and 39 seconds. Okay,
Yeah.
As I was pulling that up. Okay.
Sober was 5 minutes, by the way, so I stink. There is no 3-minute song.
Okay. Let's see. Let's
a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour.
Yeah. So I don't know why they're saying at the end of it, I like not having like the exact time stamps and everything in front of me. Like I'd be curious to know how like long the set was for them to say that they stopped playing 30 minutes early.
The vibe must have just been off, and that is a concrete data they could throw at them. I was thinking about this. How would I feel if I paid money, a lot of money, to go away for a 2-night stay, and I was expecting a unique set list each day? Okay. Number one, if you're getting me to Punta Cana on like a getaway weekend to see a band, I have to be happy with whatever I'm getting.
Mhm.
I just, if I'm going to do that, I must be a really big fan and would just be
Really
happy
big
to
fan,
be
really
there.
big fan.
But
Has a big
Taylor
butt.
Swift, you know how she does her secret songs, and you get a couple unique songs each show. If she repeated what she did when we saw her on Sunday versus Friday, Taylor, we would have had words. And I would yell and I would kick, scream, cry. However, I wouldn't do it online publicly. That's mortifying. I would just silently and probably get on this mic, curse her, curse this guy, and be so mad.
You're talking about the secret song specifically? Because the set was largely the same. I mean, like for her.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I wasn't even I was only expecting 2 unique songs.
Yeah.
I was willingly, I see her do the same thing. I would have been disappointed. I wouldn't have expressed it though.
Yeah. I mean, she's got a very unique, like, it's the stage setup. Every song has to go with what's on stage and what's choreographed and everything. So
Oh, no.
you can't really deviate
No,
too
but
far.
if she had billed it as such, I was just trying to, like,
Put-
I wouldn't
put,
be
you know,
disappointed
comparison
seeing
there.
Brand New do the same show over and over and over and over and over. I would eat my slop. I would be so happy. Like, I would just be so happy.
Yeah.
Same with Taylor. But if any other band that's on the fringe of I really like them, but they're not the one, I'd probably go home and be like, oh, that was a little bummer. Unless I loved the song they repeated.
It can make me feel like this.
So, like, that's a gripe like I have about Blink-182 is
When I teach masturbation, I'm always just like, have fun with it.
whenever I see a set list from any show that they play, like, I get disappointed because, like, yeah, all their hits are on it, but there's like no variety to it. It's always the same
You're a
thing over and
snob.
over.
I want to
But-
hear the same hit over and over.
Na 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 na.
Play the whole thing now, Mike.
Where are you?
Thank you, Becky.
I got you.
Good, because if you didn't play that, I was going to keep on interrupting you with na na nas.
Like I was getting is I'm just every time I see Blink, like I've seen them several times, and I'm just whenever they're on stage, I don't care. I know what I'm gonna get. I'm still happy I'm there. I imagine if that's like the people that travel around.
But
to see,
that's the vibe.
That's the vibe.
The vibe.
This is vibes, Jack.
Vibes.
Maybe he sensed the vibe and said these 5 songs fit the vibe, so I'm gonna vibe.
Can you imagine if Taylor came out for her secret song, grabbed the mic, and just went, "Who are you to raise your?"
Oh my god, that would be iconic. I would be shocked. No, I wouldn't. She knows everything.
No, and they play the entire song note for note.
Hi.
Yeah.
She just strums that like one string.
She could
whatever.
probably do it.
She can do everything.
I mean, that timing is just fucking weird.
Yeah.
To try to like, if you're used to pop songs doing like 4/4/4/4, and you got to go to like, is it 7/8 or is it like
7/8
5
seems a little too gratuitous.
is it like 5/8? It's something weird, right? Is it like 7/12? It's some sort of random fraction you find on a
Math.
crescent wrench.
It's like, I mean, it could be more complex than that. It could be
13.
like 12/4, 12/7.
Yeah, you're like, it's like 6/8, but it's also 5/8 for the bass, and then it's 7/8 for the drums. And you're like, what?
Blink-182 has a song called 6/8 because that's the time signature it's in, and it's so bizarre for them. They're like, we're just gonna call the song 6/8 because it's just out of our element. And
You're gonna know because it's gonna sound fucking weird.
Yep. It does sound weird. It's one of my favorite songs of theirs because it is not formulaic.
For Blink-182 though, I know you would love a deep cut because you love their whole discography, but
I celebrate their entire catalog.
right. Which I guess it has to be frustrating. to
when you
really
make music that never gets played.
Yeah, well, or you can never go see, like, where is your shot? I guess that could be a moment if the only time you're really going to see maybe some of these deep cuts with the type of shows that they're doing is if they do a specific album and they're going to play it through.
Right.
And if you paid money to go see that album and then they didn't play that album, maybe you'd want your money back.
And that's
I don't think you would say that publicly, though.
Well, that's what fascinates me about like deep cuts on albums is it gets so, but like maybe your first album, you're passionate about all those songs you wrote. And then as the albums go on and you have this contractual obligation and you need to have, say 12 songs on an album and you have 8 that you like, but now you got to pull 4 more out of your ass. Like you record them and say like, I'm never going to play this live. Or you limit how many times you play it. I feel like that has to be a challenge with musicians and bands, especially as the discography grows. I mean, if you're a band, I'm gonna use the Stone Roses as an example, just because I just know off the top of my head 2 albums. Like, what are you gonna do? You got literally what 20 songs you
Covers.
can pick from? Yeah.
Just a cover band.
Sure. Mike, what do you think? Or would you be happy with what you got, or would you be more upset that you're not getting what you were told?
In terms of song choices, I'd be less upset if I knew the amount of time that I got. Like, obviously, the only concert I'm going to this year right now is Nine Inch Nails. We know that so far.
You're welcome.
If he puts in a 65-minute show, I don't care if he has the set list that I write for him. I won't be happy. I need at least 90 minutes. I'd love 2 hours. And I don't care what he plays. If he gives me a 2-hour set, I don't give a shit what he plays. I'll be happy. I think that's the time right there. That's the difference.
So talking about the length of the set takes me back to when you and I saw Luke 2 years ago at
I wanted my money
Chelsea
back.
Stadium, Luke Combs, because he played. Now, granted, there was literally a tornado warning in the area.
Well, there's extenuating the circumstances a little bit right there. Come on.
Sure, we got evacuated twice, but evacuated like we were told to go into the concourse and then we could go back to our seats. He played the minimum number of songs he is contractually bound to before,
So he wouldn't have to come back.
or issue refunds.
Oh yeah,
And people were.
that was
about
strategic. That was strategic. That would yes.
Yeah.
That would I'd be like, if I was a non-shitty artist, and it was like, look, it's interrupting the flow. Like you've got 220. Like, all right, you know what, guys, keep the tickets. I'll be back. At the end of the tour.
He's done that a lot too, and that's why people they got loud because it was unusual for him not to do that.
Do you think it was his choice?
No,
or do you think
I
it was
don't.
like
I think he
management's choice. Like,
No,
you
I
go out
don't
and play
think
one more
he-
song.
Oh, I think he would have done whatever. I think he would have come back. I mean, he did play a second show. He was already there the next day.
I mean, maybe that's why they were like, "Fuck it, we're just gonna." If he's back the next day,
It was horrible conditions, and they kept sending us back out, pulling us back in. He'd quickly
Just
play
when
the
I thought I was
song
out,
before
they
we
pulled
could
me
even
back
file
in.
back out. It was a terrible concert experience. This is no shade to he doesn't control the weather. I know management's telling him, and he's the type of guy, just given his history, that he would just play a free show. I was mad at the venue for the handling of it.
hey, who wants the venue?
Yeah, I know. Don't love that. But
there's your answer.
Here's a Facebook post. So it's coming from metaladdicts.com. Tool may.
why can't we just be sober?
Why can't we be friends? Tool may face potential class action lawsuit over disappointing Tool Live in the Sand set list. So this coming from, it's a Facebook post, and I don't know how valid this is, but it was a sponsored post. So it's like someone actually paid money for it to show up in people's feeds.
Yeah, the person that first took out the lawsuit was like, I need more people.
It's a lawyer.
Well, that's what it's from. It's from the law office of Stas Rusek.
Someone's just looking to get makeup.
Someone's a Tool fan and a lawyer. Yep.
Attention Tool in the Sand Festival attendees. Hashtag Tool in the Sand lawsuit. Did you pay $4,000 to $10,000 plus for the Tool in the Sand Punta Cana festival with promises of 2 unique Tool performances? Promises broken, and there's like a whole like checklist here. You were promised 2 unique Tool sets.
Who promised them?
Craftsman.
No, craft services.
No? Okay. You paid premium prices, $4,000 plus, based on these promises. The second show repeated approximately 60% of the first night's set list. The second performance ended early. The next line, in all caps, you may be entitled to compensation. This is like drinking the water at that, what was it, like Fort Bragg, Fort Knox.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, one of those.
Yeah.
They're just coming home and realize they just spent $12,000 they didn't have, and they need to sort through this.
One full credit card. Our firm is investigating a potential class action lawsuit against the organizers of the Tool in the Sand Festival for potential breach of contract and misrepresentation. Who qualifies? Attended the Tool in the Sand Festival, purchased tickets or packages based on promises of 2 unique performances, experienced a substantially repeated set list on the second night. All right, so no being abandoned on a desert island, no being forced to subsist on cheese sandwiches in a styrofoam container, no having to fight for flooded tents,
Peeing in a ditch.
Sure, yeah, no passing out from exhaustion in an airport built from bamboo and palm tree leaves, no being conned by Billy McFarland, which sounds like that's about to happen again. Yeah, no, you just got inconvenienced because Tool didn't play 10 unique songs. They played 6.
Did you have to go to both shows? Was it a 2-day ticket only?
No,
I mean, I don't know if you had to, but I think you're going down there, you're doing both of them.
I would think so too.
It's not like us going to Nashville a couple of weeks ago, go down for the day.
Right,
and
but
come
how many
back.
people would have said, nope, I'm only going to night 1?
Night 2 is where it's at. Oh boy, did I make a mistake. No fees unless we win. Contact us for a free consultation. Email hello@rusekfirm.com. Use hashtag Tool in the Sand lawsuit. Attorney Stas F. Rusek, not only a huge Tool fan, take out the word fan,
I see what you did there.
but also a festival attendee who feels your pain and seeks justice for all of those potentially ripped off by a classic bait and switch. This advertisement for a potential class action lawsuit. No attorney-client relationship is formed unless a representation agreement is signed. See how good I am at talking fast?
What's the catch? Why was it?
What's the catch? You give them your bank account info.
We promise not to take anything out.
Now there was a Redditor on our Tool band who I think had a rational point of view to this, and I'm going to read it here.
Ooh, how rare.
It was so the thread is titled, I finally looked at the set lists, and I've got to say they were pretty unique. Only 4 songs got repeated, and honestly, those 4 bangers. I think this whole situation has been blown out of proportion. Thank you. And this user said in response, you have to understand the situation where the people in attendance are just about the most diehard followers of this band. They've seen them, a dozen times at least? They shell out the dough on their own accord, yes, but there was the expectation to see a once-in-a-lifetime showing from the band they followed for 20 or 30 years, and not just because the stage was set up on the beach. I love the guys in the band and what they've created, and I can see all sides or frustrations to this whole thing, yet I think in my ultimate ruling, to be pretty bewildered that the guys wouldn't move off the same set list they've been playing since Fear Inoculum released, which, okay, that's where you got to be like a really intricate fan of the band to be able to look at the set list and say, this is the same set list you guys were playing 5 years ago.
But I do think we get a little soft on these musicians. and there's more of a, argument. I feel like we always take the sides of the musicians in these cases. If like, Mike, you went to, I don't know, you like Hamilton. If you just sat down at your Hamilton show and a different play started, you'd be like, what the fuck?
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Even if you're like, all right.
Is this Spring Awakening? Are you kidding?
Even if you're like, I don't
do
mind
not want to
this.
see cat anuses. Why is this Andrew Weber?
Like, even if you're like sick, I love the Phantom of the Opera. Like, I like came here for something else. And I think people would
I wanted to hear
defend
rapping
them.
about the founding fathers, okay?
Yeah. I don't think people would defend them, but we treat our musicians with kid gloves here. And I'm like, I don't know. If you're mad,
Yeah.
get your money back. Do it. I wouldn't, because I eat my slop, but
I do eat myself. I'm just happy to be here.
you couldn't get me to a beach, though, for any musician. I'm sorry.
Becky's not a fan of sand.
I just don't want sand near me. Well, and like hot sand and hot dogs.
Hot sand, cool music.
Maybe Taylor. Love you, girl.
This Reddit
Oh, it's that
comment,
caveat.
Yeah.
or brand new.
Yeah. I just don't want to be on a beach.
This Reddit post goes on to say, I just struggle to see a thought process. You've asked these people to take a trip to watch you perform. I'm assuming they're talking to the band directly. Hypothetically. You've asked these people to take a trip to watch you perform under the impression it'll be unlike anything before, yet you can't throw in Jimmy or H or DRT or Push It. They played like it was just any other show or a gig in Omaha, Nebraska. No disrespect to Omaha.
Oh, disrespect to Omaha. It's Nebraska. They deserve it.
They wrap up with, I'm thankful for any time I'll be able to see the guys play live because it won't last forever.
Lies.
Yet for Tool in the Sand, I won't judge any fan that was left bothered by it all. Thanks. I'll hang up and listen. I love the ending. That's what you say on sports radio. The guys who call in the sports radio, they give their comment and then they go, I'll hang up and listen. Well, I maintain. I'd be happy to be there, happy I saw it, happy with what I got. And if anyone's this upset and this inconvenienced by this, like, rethink your priorities, man. Like, there's got to be worse.
I'm like, you also, if you really want something from it because you do feel slighted, sometimes you just have to go to social media. There is no real way to deal with this other than get people on your side. You have to make the good argument. I don't know they're doing that because there's a lot of people who want to go to these shows and probably can't. And it's not a great look. But I don't know how you deal with it. But it's, I don't know. Was this just speculation that they were two unique nights, or it was truly...
I think it was, let me check, see if I can pull up the original post about this from Consequence. I think the poster might have even said, now if the poster said
if
as
the
much.
poster said it, then it's real.
That poster's a contract right there.
I mean, it kind of is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like proof that you're going against it. Okay. Tool. Okay. It just says Tool, 2 sets.
Okay. That's 2 sets. Did they even know?
Tool. Okay. So this Consequence post from October 24th of last year says Tool will play 2 unique sets throughout the weekend. Meanwhile,
they were 2 unique sets.
Shit, yeah, they were. Yeah. I mean,
It wasn't the same set.
Someone pointed out too, I guess to the Devil's Advocate, defense of the band, whatever, is that the songs that were played from night one, different order.
But that's interpretation. They didn't say we are playing a totally unique, no repeated song set.
No repeat workday, right? They didn't do that one.
Yeah, I wonder if these...
I would take 2 unique sets as slightly different.
I don't know. I wonder if these people would be just as mad if...
I bet no one was actually at the show that's mad.
Yeah, I mean, that's his day.
It was the guy sitting at home.
Yeah.
Looking for something to do.
Yeah, watching someone's live stream of it on Instagram.
Yeah, or just wanting engagement.
Yeah. My Threads post, I hardly focused on Threads. So these are the responses I got. I noticed that the guy who told me to kill myself, his post is no longer there.
That's good.
My post yesterday, it got almost 20,000 views, by the way. I wish I had 20,000 followers. Threads.
Aww.
You would know what to do with them.
I wouldn't. No, I'd piss off every single one of them. I'd jeopardize it. The post was Tool fans getting this upset gave me the laugh I desperately needed today. He's like, so here's some of the ones that were on my side. One guy saying, but Fibonacci in scientific placement and shit. Another saying, Tool's the only band I know of that's named after their fan base. Another.
It's an easy swing right there.
Another, Tool superfans are middle-aged guys who slid through high school with a C- average, but they feel they are neurosurgeons with a huge IQ. Goes back,
I can see that.
goes back to the dude I was talking about that I went to high school with, who, by the way, I don't think graduated. Let's see.
The losers.
Baby Farts McGee Snacks.
Awesome name.
Sacks, sorry. Says, boo this take. And then it just went downhill from there. A band called Obscure Animals, an alt-rock Midwest emo post-hardcore band out of Austin, Texas.
That sounds fun.
They commented on my post. They weren't happy with me. They said, it's funny to laugh at music fans who were duped out of thousands of dollars. I mean, Firefest is one thing. This wasn't some event propped up by a fake social media company for dumb rich kids. This is a band with decade-long fans who felt they were bait and switched. I guess I just don't see what's so funny. You know how I know this dude listens to this podcast? Because he explicitly mentioned Firefest. And the logic behind that. Keep listening.
That was me. I'm that account.
You're Obscure Animals?
Mm-hmm.
Well, congratulations on your success and your 200 followers on Threads.
Thanks, babe.
His dude listens. Keep listening. Keep listening. You get the reference. All right. That is
Keep festering in anger.
You're stirring the pot, though. I mean,
I am stirring
you're
the
stirring
pot.
the pot.
Oh,
you're being a silly.
Sure. This whole thing stemmed from me openly laughing at them on social media and actually getting like not only in the algorithm, but getting responses and a nice like balance between people who agree with me, I guess, and in people who just don't like me because of my take.